Welcome to Diksha Online. Today our topic is oscillations and waves. Here we will be talking in detail about the sound waves. So, first of all, about the wave, what are the key points? We are talking about waves on a string first. So, wave is a process by which energy can be transferred from one place to another without any transfer of matter. So, we are talking about waves. It is nothing but carrier of energy. It transports energy from one place to the other. It is superposition of oscillatory motion of particles or field and translational motion of energy. So the equation of the plane progressive wave is given by, this is the most general equation, that y we write it as a function of position x, and supposing that it is moving in the x direction, and as a function of time. Most general equation is sin omega t plus minus kx plus theta, where theta is the initial phase, that is at t equal to 0, x equal to 0. And these are relations. Frequency is reciprocal of time period, can be written as angular frequency divided by 2 pi, and frequency is v by lambda. V is the speed of the wave, lambda is the wavelength. And wave speed on a string is v is equal to under root f by mu. F is tension in the string, and mu is mass per unit length of the string. Mass per unit length can also be written as density of the material of the string and cross sectional area. So F by A is nothing but stress, which can be written as Young's modulus into strain divided by density, and delta L by L can be written as gamma into delta theta, according to the definition of coefficient of expansion. Particle speed, instantaneous speed, will be given by omega into under root a square minus y square. A is amplitude. Average power transmitted is given by 2 pi square v square a square mu nu, and instantaneous power is given by 4 pi square v square a square mu nu cos square omega t plus theta. Intensity is energy transmitted by the wave per unit area per unit time. This is equal to 2 pi square v square a square rho into nu. These are important relations about the wave. Pulse equation, this must be a function of kx and omega t. So pulse equation, these are some standard forms, that y is equal to a into e to the power minus b into kx plus minus omega t. Then how do we know that a given equation is a wave equation or not? The seventh point is the most general method to know that this second derivative of the given function should be equal to 1 by v square. If this type of condition is satisfied, then this is the condition for f to represent a wave equation. Now amplitude of reflected and transmitted pulse. Suppose we have two strings joined end to end, and mass density in them are different. So one can be a thick string, denser string. So if a wave pulse travels through this type of string, then at the boundary, that is at the joint, it will be partly reflected back and partly transmitted into the other string. So amplitude of the reflected wave is given by AR. This is the amplitude of the reflected wave, and this is the amplitude of the transmitted wave. It is given like this. For reflected wave, the phase change is equal to pi at denser boundary, and is equal to 0 at rarer boundary. And if the two waves interfere with each other, the resultant amplitude is given by this, and resultant intensity is given by I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus 2 root over I1 I2 cos theta. The same equation we use in case of light waves also. So this equation is general one, we can remember this. Phase difference is related to path difference. Phase difference is given by 2 pi by lambda into delta x, where delta x is the path difference. And this phase difference can also be written as omega into delta t. 2 pi by t is omega. Constructive and destructive interference condition will be if path difference is integral multiple of wavelength, that is delta x is equal to n lambda, then it is constructive interference. This is the condition for constructive interference, that is path difference should be in the order 0, lambda, 2 lambda, integral multiple of the wavelength. And for destructive wavelength, it should be path difference should be equal to 2n plus 1 into lambda by 2, n of course 0, 1, 2, 3 like that. So from this we get the values of the path difference will be lambda by 2, 3 lambda by 2, 5 lambda by 2 and so on. That is odd integral multiple of the half wavelength, that is lambda by 2. Beat frequency. Two waves of the same amplitude and frequency, same amplitude, if superimposed on each other, then the beat frequency, beats are produced, and beat frequency is equal to difference of the two frequencies. We can write it like this, put mod. Stationary waves are formed on a string when two waves of the same amplitude and same frequency superimpose on each other. The condition is they must be traveling in opposite directions. So equation of the stationary wave is given by, say for example, one wave is a sine kx minus omega t, other is a sine kx plus omega t. So one is traveling in the x direction, other is traveling towards negative x direction. These two waves, if superimposed on each other, stationary waves are formed, and equation of that wave will be y is 2a sine kx plus alpha into cos omega t plus beta. Cos omega t term, this is harmonic term. For rigid ends, alpha and beta will be equal to 0, and for one end free, alpha beta will be equal to pi by 2. Stationary waves for rigid ends, that is string fixed, so length of the string should be equal to n into lambda by 2, and frequency will be n plus 1 by 12 into nu v, that is all harmonics are present in this when a string is fixed at both ends. You can go on putting the value of n is equal to 0, 1, 2 like this. So stationary waves for one free end, that is one end of the string is free, one end is fixed, length of the string will be in the order 2n plus 1 into lambda by 4, and frequency will be given by 2n plus 1 v by 4l. So in this only odd harmonics will be present. Put the value of n. So it will be, first will be v by 4l, then it will be 3v by 4l, 5v by 4l, like that. So only odd harmonics of the fundamental frequency will be present. Fundamental frequency corresponds to n equal to 0. Stationary waves in circular loops, then condition will be 2 pi r should be equal to n lambda. And sonometer frequency is given by this relation n plus 1 divided by 2lr root over mg by pi rho. Belday's experiment for transverse wave is given by this, that Vt is equal to n plus 1 by 2l root over f by mu is equal to Vs This is longitudinal mode, and Vt is equal to n plus 1. This is transverse mode. If come to an example, a wave of frequency 500 Hertz and wavelength 20 centimeter is traveling a distance of 300 meter. Time to travel the wave is. So we know that velocity is given by frequency into wavelength. So this will be 100 meter per second. So distance traveled is 300. So time taken will be 3 seconds. Another question, another example we can say, for a mechanical wave of wavelength lambda, maximum particle speed is 4 times the wave speed. So amplitude of the wave is equal to what? So we can see that maximum particle speed, that is Vp maximum, it is executing SHM, so it will be given by A omega, maximum particle speed. So this is equal to 4 times, what is given is Vp max is 4 times wave speed. This is A into omega, and wave speed we know is given by omega by k. So omega we can cancel. So A will be equal to 4 by k is 2 pi by lambda. So A will be equal to 2 lambda by pi. This is the required amplitude. Now come to sound waves, the key point about this. A vibrating body in a medium creates compression and rarefaction in the medium, for which continuous pressure variation takes place. Suppose a tuning fork is vibrating, so it will be continuously creating compressions near it and rarefaction in the medium, so for which continuous pressure variation will be taking place in the medium. The propagation of this pressure variation is called sound wave, and the audible range of this frequency is 20 Hertz to 20,000 Hertz. Mach number is defined as speed of a body divided by speed of sound in surrounding medium. Displacement and pressure equations can be given by, if S is equal to, that is displacement, S naught, amplitude of displacement, sine omega t minus kx, then P will be given by a cos function. So P naught cos omega t minus kx. So where delta phi is equal to pi by 2 phase difference, that is why one is sine term, then the other is having cos term. And the amplitude of the pressure is given by S naught kb. This is the relation. S naught is the amplitude of displacement, k we know is 2 pi by lambda, b is the bulk modulus of the medium. So the pressure amplitude is given by this relation. Speed of sound waves, v in case of solids it will be equal to root over the Young's modulus by density. In fluids it will be root over b by rho. B is bulk modulus, which is minus v dp by dv. For gases, you know B is equal to P according to bulk modulus of the gas according to Newton, and so B will be equal to gamma into P after Laplace correction. So for gases, velocity, that is velocity of the sound in gases, will be equal to root over gamma RT by M. This is after the Laplace correction, this expression we are using. Intensity of sound waves is given by the same 2 pi square v square s naught square rho into nu. This may be written as p naught square by 2 rho nu. Audible intensity I naught is 10 to the power minus 12 watt per meter square to 1 watt per meter square, which is the maximum. Relative loudness is given by this relation that it is measured in decibels. It is given by 10 log of I upon I naught. Range of audible loudness is 0 decibel to 120 decibels. Phase change in reflected sound, again it is equal to 0 from rigid boundary, and it is equal to pi if it is reflected from a free boundary. So frequencies of open organ pipe is given by the open at both ends, n plus 1 divided by 12, and this is V, gamma root over gamma RT by M. So L length of the pipe will be equal to n lambda by 2, and frequency of the closed organ pipe is equal to 2n plus 1 by 4L into V, and L is 2n plus 1 into lambda by 2. If we see, so it is just opposite. Open organ pipe is just like the string tied at both ends, and closed organ pipe is just like string free at one end. So now come to Doppler's effect. Due to Doppler effect, we always hear the apparent frequency, and apparent frequency is given by this relation V plus minus V naught and divided by V plus minus Vs source. This is, let us write V source, and V naught is velocity of the observer, V is velocity of sound. This is nu, and this is nu dash frequency, and this is the frequency of the source. So this is intensity with distance varies according to that is inversely proportional to square of the distance. For echo, distance of reflector D should be greater than or equal to V by 20 meter. That is, D should be greater than or equal to 17 meter, taking the speed of the sound as 340 meter per second. End correction for the open pipe is given by L2 minus 2L1. For closed pipe, it is given by L2 minus 3L1 by 2. Now come to another example. Question is, a sound wave of displacement amplitude 5 micrometer and wavelength 40 centimeter is passing through air such that the pressure at a point varies between this much Pascal to this much Pascal. Bulk modulus of air is about. So pressure amplitude is given by this S naught Kb. So bulk modulus will be P naught by S naught K, and P naught K we can put 2 pi by lambda, and then the values are given. So we can putting the values, bulk modulus we get 2.5 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per meter square. Now P wave and S waves generated during the earthquake. P wave means pressure wave, and S wave is your displacement wave generated during earthquake, travels with a speed of 8 km per second and 4 km per second respectively. A seismograph detects first P wave 4 minutes before the first S wave. So obviously P wave reaches first because the speed is more. The epicenter of the earthquake is at a depth of. So distance traveled by both is the same, Vp. So Vp into Tp, pressure wave for pressure wave, and Vs into Ts for that displacement wave. So Vp is 8 kilometer Tp, and this is 4. So for this the time will be Tp plus 4 into 60, because it is reaching 4 minutes after. So from this we can calculate the value of Tp. Tp will be 2 Tp is equal to Tp plus 4 into 60, that is Tp is equal to 240 seconds for pressure wave. So distance will be, distance of the epic center will be equal to its speed, that is 8 kilometer per second, multiplied by time 240. So this will be 1920 kilometer. So this is the distance of the epic center of the earthquake.